We're alive. Let's do this. I don't think, unless I'm irresponsible, that this should be the stream where I take on Black Monolith. But I might be irresponsible and do it anyway. So there's the Monolith on the far edge of the map over there. We still have the ancient statue available, which is very nice. So we can do some fights in the arena, get up to 12 on our banner. That feels responsible. Can probably get a little bit more arena buff on some of the other bros. This guy, for example. And otherwise, because I'm an enemy of the North completely, now that I sided with the South, in the Holy War, I guess just raiding them is an option. So yeah, I think I could go north, and instead of doing this contract here, I could just head north and try to find pick some fights with some knights. There's a few pieces of gear that I'm wearing that could be better. And so, let's see. I think these are the two that are going to sit out. Unless we need them. So I think I might just head north, pick some fights, fight some knights, try to dagger down some gear, and go from there. I think I also need to decide what is my final team to take to the Monolith. This guy probably isn't that great for Monolith. Either one of these, they're pretty similar. I guess this guy's got substantially better resolve, and the Witch Hunter will not reply to any horror attacks, but this guy's determined, which is very good. And the extra melee skill is pretty relevant for the hybrids, because they're going to be the ones jumped on by Necro Savants. So maybe this guy is out. And I bring in a different bro. Which one though? I almost am leaning towards Jost here. We'll see if we can get him trained up. If he hits 11, we'll have him participate. If he doesn't, then we won't. I feel like that's a good a good way to do it. Good enough anyway. So let's head north, try to find some knights to pick on. Or, ideally, a mercenary company with a hedge knight? Question mark? Could work. But, you know, it's day 129. I like to be back in my sort of ready to go point of the run around day 140. Just to make sure nothing amiss happens for my self-imposed time limit. Boy, the South is tearing it up here. Probably would be kind of hard for me to find a fight against a knight when they're all dead. Here we go. And a mercenary company. Very nice. So that allow us to complete the ambition. So this will be a pretty easy fight here. Basically every fight that exists on the map at this point, other than Black Monolith, is going to be really easy. So that's just the point of the run that we're at. These ranged mercenaries are feeling the heat. Oof. Some good good hand axe attacks on that guy. But he got his revenge. Alright, so that'll complete that ambition. I suppose if the next ambition that pops up mentions the Holy War, can probably take it. And see if we can get that complete before, there we go, before doing Black Monolith. Another idea of what I could have done, and I guess still can, would be to try to find some camps to bust. I could have gone way out west, kind of near where Black Monolith is, and fought, you know, the new stuff that spawns. But, ooh, here we go. A knight. Cool. We'll warm up here. Then we'll go fight, fight that. It's the kind of thing I was looking for. That was very brave of this poor caravan hand. Anyone else want to try it? That guy does. I also still would like to find long axes for the reach weapons for my fatigue neutrals that have axe mastery instead of these stupid pole maces. So I guess to do that I'd have to fight some briggies and I'd have to find them. So we'll see. Alright, so we'll go ahead and hop on in this fight. It's nighttime, so I'll pull out the cute little Fangshire. We'd also get some value out of some Zweihander helmets, if we're able to get them. So there's the knight. He's got the decorated full helm. You love to see it. I'm just going to make one big solid frontline wall here. Oh, oops, I sort of screwed that guy over by not paying attention. A classic. Okay, and the knight does have, you know, a warhammer. So he could be a little spooky against the fatigue neutrals, so he'll probably run right up there and just engage, I would guess. Their front line of footmen has already fallen. The old double fearsome proc seems good. Okay, I'm gonna let their banner get a little closer. Well. Oh, that is not what I wanted to swap to, but it's okay. Those billhooks getting in melee range. Can't say I recommend it. There we go. So there is our resident knight, Sir Burkhard. So we want to dagger down that armor. So we'll need to be not really careful. I mean, what we'll potentially do is take a bunch of damage on someone on our way to accomplishing that goal. Oh, good. Alright. We can take out the banner here. We got way too close. And I don't really want my ranged bow, my hybrid, getting hit by those Zweihanders. So we'll just back it up. So that one ran. Kind of unexpected a little bit. Oh dang. Thought I'd be able to get Berserk proc there. Just gonna kill everything around this knight first. Hopefully get him to regret his decisions. We'll get stone in surrounding that knight. He's pretty good. And I have some bros that don't have daggers at all. I need to make sure those are not the ones that I'm putting in range of this guy. So Joust here is one I don't really care about. Not substantially, not in any meaningful capacity. So if he were to die, I actually don't think that would be much of a loss. So if he falls to this Warhammer, he falls to the Warhammer. Let's see, what are my hit chances here? Okay, they're okay. I'm just skill issue, not able to hit them. Okay, we got him starting to break his morale. Should get him there close, or should get him soon, because of the increased hit chance. Oh, and I should have pulled out the banner, make the fearsome parks bigger. But, okay, well he's at least stamina out. No one's got the stamina on my side either to do any daggering. There we go. So now we sit and stab, stab, stab. Or miss, miss, miss. Run them down. In fact, what I can do is just skip a whole round. Stab with everyone. Skip the next round. I'm gonna say I don't think the hit chance is so bad. There we go. Okay, so let's see what we got from the knight. So we did get his Zweihander's helmet, and we got a decorated full helm, which is kind of what I wanted. And unfortunately, the armor was just reinforced mail hauberk, but we really wanted that helmet, and we got it. So that was very nice. We'll go ahead and put Zweihander's helmet on this guy. Because it's just a straight upgrade from the padded kettle hat. And then we'll get the decorated full helm on someone. So this is probably my worst headgear, is this heavy lamellar helmet. I think that's pretty unquestionable in being the worst. Okay. Now some of these bros their armors are too hurt, so we gotta replace them anyway in the lineup. So we'll tuck everyone back in. Oops. Okay. So, how's my tool situation? A little dire already. That was a good enough pull. I could just head back. Feels a little silly, but maybe I just do it. Yeah, I don't need to go far. Go back to Hikmah, get some arena fights going too. Okay, so let's see what's going on in the arena. 3 glads, sure thing. I will buy these nets. And we'll fight a couple glads. 3. So maybe not a couple, but 3. Alright, so I'm going to bring out the old banner. Who else do I want to get arena fighting experience? So this guy, if I can get him to get him to 5, that'd be nice. I don't know that that'll happen, but we'll see. And then I guess it could just be whoever's strong to kind of help train these two up. Unless I want to get like one more. This guy's going to be generally pretty good in the arena, so maybe I just bring him for the arena value. Bring the net thrower. I mean, I honestly probably could be convinced to just bring a bunch of nets. Why not? Keep those glads locked down. You'll be glad you did. Give this guy the fancier looking setup. Looks very nice. Just because he's the most vulnerable to something actually happening, I'm gonna go ahead and fix it up. I even wonder, curious if this is more survivable against most enemies, to have a setup something like this. It might be. Going from 40% nimble to 57 is much worse than it sounds, but it's a huge increase in the armor value. But I think this'll be good. Alright, so let's fight 3 gladiators. There's a couple real scary weapons, and then one much less scary weapon. Okay, I don't love their commitment to getting on top of me there, but love that dodge value, or excuse me, the initiative value, rather. Let's see, I probably should try to get out of... Yikes. So I'm going to get up here and... yeah. Cheeky. Alright. Got a injured ear. An ear injury. On a lot of fatigue neutrals it's irrelevant, but on that guy it surprisingly is relevant, I guess. So I'm going to go ahead and sell stuff here. and then head on over to the other southern city. See if there's any more consumables to acquire there. I don't think I need some of these lower tier armor attachments. I think I've got better things I can put on basically everything. So I don't need to worry about that. And I think I don't need to worry about this thick plated barbarian armor anymore either. I think that can go. Because I don't care about money at this point in the run, really, I can use the temple, I can, you know, repair stuff in the blacksmith and weaponsmith, etc. I don't think I have any value for in a bonk, as it were. I think all my weapons are basically set, and the only named gear could really change that in any way. So we'll buy the second wind potion and the Lionheart potion and the cat potion. And I guess I can look at what these missions are, see what the other one is. Hunt down what terrorizes. Don't really have any need for anything, so I'll just leave. Okay, so I'm going to do this almost over. Okay, I wondered, because I had done enough contracts, I could probably see that to its conclusion. It would stop random armies from being on the map that could get in my way of getting to Black Monolith in a time where it might be annoying if they were to make me circumvent my route. So I could do that, and I think that would be fine. Okay, I don't really need to fight Ifrits. Conquer the Fallen Star. Where's that one? Is that this one? It is. You know, that will probably just end the Holy War. One more big contract that'll have a ton of fights in it. So I think I'm going to do that. Make sure I've got plenty of food since I'll be traveling through the desert. Oh yeah, and I should tell them. Yes, I'll do that. So that should complete the crisis, and then ooh, now we could do a Nomad Sea of Tents on the way. I mean, they've got decent famed item chance. I don't really think that they're terribly frightening in any way. So why not? A plethora of outlaws is no longer a reasonable threat to this squad. I will push my tank forward. Okay, so there's the Executioner. I don't actually have to go all the way into melee contact quite yet. I can delay that if I'd like. I could just hold a spear here and just puncture through on the bottom. That might not be a bad way of doing this. I think I will. So I'm going to go ahead and get both guns loaded up on the gunner. Let this guy hold that northern flank, and then everyone else will just make a battle line. They probably won't make any sort of attempt through there, and that is fine. I might stop by Hikmah just to buy more tools on the way to the Northern Star, or whatever it was called, wherever I'm going. Hey, they are absolutely allergic to the spear bro. Unfortunately, I don't have a great shot because of all those. I'll just wait and see if something better comes up. Here I think I see a nice shot I'd like to take. Oh, oopsie. Alright, I accidentally made a non-functioning bro when I was swapping items around. I should put a little counter on my screen for how many times I've done that. We will fight in the shade in this battle, for the arrows blot out the sun. Oh, nomads and their dodge. That was good. He's gonna try to push that guy and take a step forward just to get melee contact with that archer. But it wasn't meant to be. Okay, this backside is a little bit worrisome to me. Not enough that I'm like thinking something's likely to happen that is bad, but more that it's possible that something bad could happen back there. So yeah, I think I feel a bit better after doing something like that. Oh, and you know what, I actually even did this in previous battles, so I don't know why I didn't this time. On this guy that I screwed up his fatigue, where he couldn't function, I can just drop his reach weapon. Just put it on the ground so it doesn't contribute to his fatigue, you know, cost from being in his backpack. In retrospect, that is actually really obvious. And actually, do I want that armor? I'm like blasting this guy down, but do I want that armor? I think the answer is, what is that? Is that a 260 armor? I don't actually know because I never buy this thing. It's an armor that I see, like, being sold. But, basically never buy. So let's get another couple bros back there. Try to get a surround, maybe. The Forge Bros can get on that cleaver just fine, but nope. God, Jesus. Okay. Whatever. He'll have enough for next turn. Okay. Alright, I want to jump on this executioner. Good. So then do I need to get more of a surround on him? I can bring some other bro on. Hey! How's it going, Sins? We are in wild overprep mode for Monolith. The team is beyond ready and capable. But we're... Yeah, I know. You did. Hello. You did pop in and told me about it, a few days ago. How's recovery? Hopefully it's going well. Yeah, okay. I mean, that sounds right. Yeah, I mean, you said you had broken ribs, and I have to imagine that if you've got broken ribs, that you are on some pain meds. Good. Well, that's good. Glad to hear it. That sucks, but are they anticipating a full recovery, or will there be some things that you'll need to continue to get therapy for the near future? Okay, so this is 285. I can never remember what that armor value of that is. Full recovery in 6 to 12 weeks. That's still a really long time. Yeah, that sucks, dude. It really sucks. But I'm glad you're on the mend. Yeah. It wasn't like during a work trip that you got run over, was it? You said you were on your bike, so I'm guessing probably not, but... Just biking at home, okay. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, you mentioned it was some teenager texting and driving, and she just sideswiped you. Something along those lines, anyway. Which, yeah. Yeah, I watched someone get hit by a car once, and the driver was completely oblivious, and it was actually someone who's my boss's boss, and he's on the hood of the car, like banging on it, like, will you stop? Car slams on its brakes and flings him off. It was pretty nuts to watch. Alright, I'm gonna take these things that are real busted up real bad and just fix them in the blacksmith. Because money doesn't really matter to me at this point. Alright, we got a knight. I might be able to dagger down some more armor again. Another potential opportunity. Don't really have a need for Zweihander's helmets anymore, otherwise those would be a nice pickup here too. They're splitting really strangely here. I'm not really sure I understand what they're doing. I don't think they know what they're doing. Suppose I could just collapse in on this little group at the bottom. Give my tank a high ground spot? Sure. Alright. Sounds good to me. Oh, I did a whoops there. That first guy's turn I skipped was not waiting, but ending their turn. So I could fire, or could load up the second gun. Oh, I hate just shooting. Yeah, the enemy army is arranged so strangely to me, where they split into two chunks. It's not like there was a terrain feature that forced that either, so I don't know, it was weird. Okay, so basically all my efforts right now are just going into thinking about how I can take out that standard bearer, and then Fearsome will end the fight from there. But that's too good of a handgun shot, and it still hits the banner, so. So I probably can get this guy just right on top of the banner here, and I think that's just fine. There's not that much power. Those billhooks down at the bottom are going to fall soon. So I want to get on top of this knight to occupy him so I can take out the rest of his army, and then follow up with daggering that guy down for that fancy hat. I want the fancy hat. Here we go, goodbye banner. There's a nice decapitate there. Welcome back. So are they giving you a more extended time off work? Ah, okay, good, good. Yes, yes, that's what I want to hear. That's good. You should. It's a pretty good game, it turns out. Who knew? Yeah, well, I'll be, yeah, I think it's one of those games that, like any game, you know, it's easy to get burnt out, and then, I don't know, it's one of those games that, yeah, you get the itch. I don't know. That makes sense to me. It's kind of what it does for me too. Okay, we got that knight down to breaking. So I'll need to be mindful of not breaking him 100%. 150% of pay. That's weird. I suppose if the assumption for like a short-term disability type situation is that you probably, you know, would need some additional money, then they could pay more to help you recover. Still a little strange, but yeah, right, yeah. Well, I mean, you know, it doesn't take much to, if you're in an ED, whatever health insurance plan you have, almost certainly you hit your out-of-pocket maximum, because that's healthcare in the US. Like, congratulations, you did it. So, oh dang, I got him to run too early. I shouldn't have maybe done that. But that's alright. We're not going to damage the armor with these daggers. Yeah, exactly. It's such a it's a bizarre thing, because I found myself in that same situation several years ago now. But I had a appendicitis that the appendectomy went terribly. Spare you the details. But I was in the ICU for like a week, and actually legitimately almost died. And I hit my out-of-pocket maximum, like, I mean, within the first couple minutes of the ICU. If I didn't already have it from the appendectomy, like from the surgery. Yeah, well, you know, I've fully recovered by now, so it was basically a probably botched surgery. They would never admit that because that could make them liable to lawsuits. But I suspect that probably is the case, because from my surgical site I was bleeding internally, and then they had to do a secondary, like, emergency surgery to take out all the clotted blood and retie everything up. But I'd bled internally so bad that my I was basically like bleeding to death, like I nearly bled to death, in fact. So, but that was boy, about 8 or 9 years ago now. Pre-Battle Brothers era. Let's see, my worst helm is probably just the Adorned Full Helm. Pretty sure. Yeah, this is super scary. Well, I have to imagine getting hit by a car is pretty scary too. Especially if you broke the bones where you did. you obviously got hit pretty hard, and like, you know, it wasn't like you got run over on your hand or something, right? Like it was a full body experience, for lack of a better word, which that can't have been good. Yeah, probably saying it airborne, I would guess. Yeah, so this campaign is just about over, basically. Just sort of completing the final bits of the crisis, and then we'll probably do my Monolith prep, which really is the team I already was kind of doing. The team is ready. Based on the way I'm doing this, I've wildly over-prepared. I suppose I can't bring up my inventory here, can I? Yeah. I've got like a bunch of potions. You know, I got all the second wind potions and the cat potions and the, you know, whatever that I can divvy out to the squad. So, absolutely over-prepared. And it's a bunch of fatigue neutrals, which are, you know, gonna perform very well in Monolith. Just because of the build, you know. So oh shit, I did it again. That guy's too fast. And then I forget the turn orders cycle over. Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's a few builds that are good that don't do well in Monolith. Like, you know, Catals don't perform all that well in Monolith, though they're still really useful against, like, the Necro Savants. Puncture, yeah, that's another, you know. I think there's a handful of builds that I would say are good in that they are useful, but they're just, I don't know, not as good in Monolith. But it's not like I built like Monolith specific builds or anything. It's still generic. Yeah, if it weren't for the Savants, Catals would be pretty bad. But I suppose that makes sense to me. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I think I really like one of the, I'm kind of 50-50 on whether I like to have bags and belts on throwers, because a lot of the times, like my hybrids, because I'll just turn them into melee bros midway through a fight, except for, you know, certain situations, of course, but I really like giving them bags just so I can give them a couple fire pots, because there's nothing more satisfying to me than the Necro Savant procs 9 lives, and they've got all this extra melee defense, and then you just throw a fire pot. It's a very satisfying way of finishing them off, and having it be guaranteed. Yeah, bags is pretty nice. banner keeps getting, or not banner, my tank keeps getting chunked. Lone Wolf full clear win streak could be fun. You should do it. Hell yeah. Got rid of your PC. Boy. That seems like a misplay to me. I guess I gotta take a recover turn, but poor tank got kind of wrecked. Alright, I think the last remnants there are gone. Okay, well, that's not bad. Although, you know, that sounds like a good deal in some sense. However, you know, the thing about PC prices though is so much as just the graphics cards. So depending on when you bought it, I mean inflation, but graphics cards almost have their own inflation. And I actually, like, I'm just gonna abandon that because I took some big hits. I don't need to risk anyone dying before Monolith. I don't really care about that contract. Just gonna let them have it. Yeah, the nice thing about Battle Brothers is you can, from what I understand, you can play it on basically a potato. So if you needed to get a cheap PC, it wouldn't take much. I still never did try Bannerlords, or Bannerlord, whatever it's called. Oh, that's true. Yeah, you do need some juice to pump the high-res streams. Yeah, that's too bad. Let's see, 5 nachos. It's fine, I'll just do it with the old spears. Dang. That's too bad. I watched you play it some. I mean, it looks neat. Like, the idea of, you know, I don't know, it's like army management, but also you're on the ground fighting too. Like some of those, there's other games that are like, that have ideas like that, and they're cool. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I tried playing on Steam Deck. Let's see if I do this. I tried playing on Steam Deck and didn't enjoy the experience at all. I didn't try to fiddle with the controls too much. I just sort of got mildly frustrated and was like, meh, whatever. So I'm assuming that the Switch is probably better. I think part of the problem was the Steam Deck was trying to use like my Steam settings. And something about that was making it not, you know, be the way I wanted it, basically. Oh, I didn't think that would be lethal. Well, there we go. That's fine. Let's go here and here for now. More veteran levels. The team is just accumulating them. Oh, okay. That's kind of fun. I didn't know that was a thing that existed. I tried playing on my Steam Deck some on we've got just an indoor exercise bike, but it's not fancy. It's like real cheap. And it just has like, essentially it's where you'd put like a book for reading, which also is kind of hard to do. And I tried doing it, but I didn't find the experience very pleasant. So let's see, do I have any need for the Zweihander's helmet? I don't think I do. I don't. To mount a real... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think there's... I think there was a buddy of mine in college who was really into cycling, and I'm pretty sure he did that. Here in Minnesota, there's actually going to be a big e-bike incentive where you get like a huge discount from the state for, you know, if you want to buy one. So I plan on getting an e-bike and making use of that this summer. Looks fun. I'm thinking about just doing Monolith here now. There's really, really, truly, absolutely no risk. Oh, I'm sure real bikes are better, but I'm a wimp, and I'm not really doing it for exercise. I'm more doing it just for like just for fun. I mean, yeah, I mean, the team is definitely like over prepared, and we've got a few real chads. Like, look at this guy, disgusting. Originally purchased just so I could buy his the 300 Oathtaker set of armor that I've sort of moved elsewhere, but Turns out he was really good. Only downside is night blind, so I just give him a helmet that doesn't have the major penalty. So if I'm going to do Monolith now, which I actually think there's really, really, truly no reason not to. I'm just going to divvy out potions and attachments and everything like that, and then hop to it. I am going to take the gear that's scuffed, just to make sure that's got time to fix up on the way. Yeah, and the nice thing is, so I live in a, like I live at the base of a really big hill. And so it's just enough of a annoyance to have to bike up that hill that it'd be really nice, especially like at the start of a bike ride, right? To not have to start out exerting myself so much, you know? Okay, so I'm gonna start out equipping some. Oh, I need to get this guy a reach weapon. Yeah. Well, I mean, sure, but then you go real slow, and I want to go fast. There's no reach weapon that's any good here. I could go try to fight some random group of nomads for a pole mace. Probably can at least do that. Just make my way to Kabira and see what I can find. We'll pay for the beer. We're the good guys. It's not that high, if we're being honest. Like, it's not that big of a hill. I'm just being a wimp. But it's enough of one that, like, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what the distance would be, but it would be, it's like a good 200, 300 feet. Not up, but like straight line distance. What I can do actually is just give this guy a bill hook as his reach weapon. That'll work just fine. Give this guy a cute little dagger. I kind of like having a dagger on Polearm Bro anyway for the 4 AP attack, and that can be very relevant against Necro Savants sometimes. Sometimes all you need is just a little stab. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start equipping people for Monolith. So I've got hyena fur pelts and I got a couple dodge fatigue neutrals. This seems like the most straightforward and obvious place to put one is on this guy. That seems very straightforward, and then this guy can stand in a very dangerous position and tank like a beast. So this guy, yeah, I've got very, very, very good bro quality. So the tank, if I have the cat potion, fully stammed out will be at -13. -13 fatigue. So after, so just a quick calc. So it would be at -13. He'll gain 15 from his turn, and then half, when he does recover, half of the remaining from 15 minus 73. So we'll gain an additional 29 plus 15, puts him 44 above -13. So 31, so he actually needs a tiny bit of additional, either a slightly lighter armor or just very slightly lighter armor, just like literally 1 fatigue lighter. So I can just give him this. Not that he needs the spare shields against the undead, but they're there. Okay, so now, after recover, he should be good. So we'll get him Second Wind and Lionheart, because his resolve is still a little low. We're going to move over the Undead Trophy as well. No need for the Orc Trophy whatsoever. So on my fatigue neutrals that are rarely going to have the opportunity to release a dog, I'm going to give them the Nacho trophies. And on the sort of duelists here, I'll give them the Warhounds. Yeah, I need to move over this guy's equipment a little bit. Can I just do this? Yeah, that works. Okay. And actually, maybe I'll give the throwers dogs. I think that's going to be better than just the 4 resolve. Okay. So tank is all set. He's good to go. Then I can make use of all the other stuff. So how many bros do I have with dodge? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So want to allocate the cat potions accordingly. Actually, maybe I'll start with attachments. So could just put the Lindworm Scale Cloak. Can't put it here actually, because I can't give him. Could move a different armor over. It's probably not a ton of options. Boy, this guy is so good though. I have so many good bros. These Oath Takers. Yeah. I could even just give the Lindworm Scale Cloak on the tank. That's gonna be with... That's definitely more than a single hit with Indom up than compared to the Bone Armor Plating. Increases the value of forge if he gets hit in the head too. Probably doesn't make too much of a difference. But I think I can find a place to put the Linworm Scale Cloak. Why don't I move this over here? Give this guy Linworm Scale Cloak. He'll be getting up in personal with the enemies anyway. And then we can do Hyena Fur Mantles, which I think are actually better than the 40 durability, given that they have dodge, so they'll only lose 25 durability and gain like about 3 melee defense. And given how high their melee defense already is, I think that's going to be worth. And I think the initiative could still be useful. Make sure they stay ahead of the Necro Savants. Yeah. Oh, and I sold his Zweihander's helmet earlier, and should not have. Oh well. Okay. So now, cat potions I'm just going to give to all the dodge fatigue neutrals, for sure, 100%. And I've got 4 of them, 4 dodge fatigue neutrals. I think that's just where they go. Weirdly disproportionately high number of those. But that's just what I had for recruits to hire. So then the Lionheart potions, kind of going to give to whoever needs it most, basically. So definitely going to give one to the banner, so we can share the love. And then these two, especially this guy, doesn't really need it. Yeah, he's got Fort Mind, but the others I don't think I did. Yeah, that's the downside to grabbing dodge. So maybe I just grab Lionheart potions on the fatigue neutrals, but I don't know. I have a feeling more likely it's going to be relevant on the ones in the back line fighting the Necro Savants at the start. I'm gonna allocate like that. And then second wind, definitely gonna give that to the duelists, 100%. And then my thrower gunner, which I'm gonna rework what he's wearing. The other hybrid, and for this polearm bro, yeah. Okay, grab these. Bundle heavy throwing axes. Is it really just the one extra that I have? That's too bad. Not even gonna bother to bring the guns. They're still fine, but meh, not that big a deal. But more importantly, it's just gonna be nets and fire pots. Maybe could keep. No, I think this is probably better. Could keep a stack of javelins just for the Necro Savants, but I'll keep this guy's bow just in case for Necro Savants. Give him fire pots and another net. I think there was some for sale. We'll start with the nets handy instead of the fire pots on the back line. And then, I guess, I'm just gonna hand out, and actually, you know what I might do? 1 fire pot, 1 flash pot. That seems better. And then here, just gonna double check that, yeah, these guys are all good. We'll start out holding a couple fire pots and holy waters. Put the holy waters on the edges. We'll start out tossing those. Everyone will throw a fire pot. Okay, and if anyone happens to still be sick right before the fight, we'll wait, but if it's just one person, we'll give them the water skin. Make sure I got plenty of food and tools and everything. Can't imagine I don't. Let's eat up. Get big and fat. And let's do this. I think I've got the best armors on. It looks like I do. Sure do. We'll first make a stop by the ancient statue. Making sure I don't accidentally get in a fight on the way. Boy, would that be sad. Make sure not to get too close to any camps for any spawns. No harm in it. Time to strike gold. Parry! Okay, everyone's euphoric. Wonderful. That's what we want to see. I cannot imagine a more over-prepared squad. One of the few potentially considered gameplay altering mods that I do run with is auto pause. So if I do see a camp, or excuse me, a unit at the edge, it will auto pause. But I play this game for the tactical strategy, not for twitchy reflexes. If I want to do that, I can play StarCraft. And I've played lots and lots of StarCraft. Okay, it's dawn. Don't even need to wait for midday for injuries to heal. The team is just ready. Go in to the end. Engage. So I'm going to wait, throw the holy waters, retreat, run the tank up, and then engage after the holy water has done its thing. And the priests have laid down their miasma. Okay. So I'm thinking kind of go up and to the right with each of the holy waters, and then probably run down and to the left. It feels good to me. Boo. No spray. Hopefully this... Okay, is a little better. Oh, really? Oh, actually, no. Maybe that was... Say the Ancient Honor Guard won't die. It'll have like 5 hit points left from the holy water. So I was gonna say I made a mistake throwing there, but actually I probably did just enough if I were to guess. So I probably can just alter how I'm sending these guys. And I'm going to hang on to their fire pots for now. I'm going to run the tank all the way over here just to try to, one, have a hex of boulder, and also I'm going to get those out. Okay. And then we're just gonna wait. There's our pals, the Necro Savants. Okay, a little goofy that they couldn't all make it. That's kind of funny. So given that I was going to run a little more, but given the way they separated and put their polearms in front, I think I'm just going to move forward. Disappointing. So this, oh dang, I was gonna say this should probably proc 9 lives there, and it didn't. Because I was gonna then finish it off with a second fire pot. Still, should be okay. Could use 2 fire pots to finish off the guy now, though. I think I'll do that. Hopefully finish that guy off, and then now proc 9 lives, and I can finish him with that guy. Need to do a tiny bit of damage to this guy to get him to die from the holy water. Okay. And I can probably put this guy here, and I think he's still going to be fine. But maybe I don't need to. I can probably actually come back here and protect the thrower that they're certainly going to want to jump on, the Necro Savants, and they jump this guy instead. Maybe seems better. Bring this guy up. So now here, I think I want to keep 1 boulder. You know, no, screw it. Why don't I just go ahead and get totally surrounded? And unfortunately this turn won't be able to do anything other than just indom, but this guy, I think I'm just going to make sure I focus down on that Necro Savant. That's what matters most. Hopefully this can just finish. Bingo. Gotta keep the banner out just for the morale buff. One boulder is a big deal, but I almost want him to get more surrounded. I think he's gonna be, yeah, he's gonna be just fine. That tank is really, really decked out for the current situation. Do they have, do Ancient Honor Guard have Backstabber? I actually thought that they didn't. Yeah, they don't have Backstabber. Unless I'm missing something. So, I don't think they get an extra 5 to hit. Right? Oh, you're saying because it's because it adds to melee defense instead of taking away from their melee attack or something? And because it's over the 50 threshold that it applies at half its strength or something? Or, I don't know, maybe I'm not really understanding. They still get a surround bonus? Really? How bad would it be for me to put this dog down? They're definitely going to go for it. Dog did good work. I didn't think that it would, but... Is it... When you say fully surrounded, like, is it literally underdog works up to 5 hexes, but the 6th one gives an additional hit chance for some reason? Or something different from that? Okay, here we are able to do the shield wall and indom. You'll love to see it. So now I can wait and they'll keep hitting him. He'll be fully stammed out at the start of his next turn. He recovers, which will be after all of them go, if I did it correctly. And he's still confident, despite all the zone of control, which is incredibly important. Going to go on the assumption that the cleaver will finish off that legionary. wonder if this is only one shot away from death. I kind of think it probably is. Yeah. Nice. The old quick hands dagger after a polearm hit. Kind of cute. Nice when it works out. Put him down to steady there. See that these are still 5%. They're not. Now they're 9%ers. Okay. Then we end turn. And oh yeah, I guess the Necro Savant will go before him. Sure, okay. Could throw a flash pot to lower their damage. Boom! Get fire lanced. Alright, then the shield wall indom cycle continues. That guy maybe, well, let's say maybe finish him off, but got a better target now. Did I not move? Oh. Okay, should slow down. Again, I think the battle's going sufficiently well that I'm not worried, but I still want all my bros to participate. Good stun. Actually, it's probably better to just hit a single target there. I should check on the shield too. At some point that shield will get taken out. Orc Cleaver doing work, that's for sure. Let's see, how's the shield? 20%. I've got one ancient, I thought maybe it was a quirk previously, but there's one ancient honor guard that is still slower than. I thought that -9 was the Right, so that's the... Hold on. I'm making myself confused. That was the end of his turn on his recover turn, so he's previously had waited after being fully stammed out. I thought -9 was the threshold, but yeah, somehow this guy is even slower. That may not. Maybe I have incorrect information. He got the stun. That's cute. Probably worth to put the dog out then. I'm gonna get a whole other turn to attack. Keep holding on, shield. At least for a little while. This is like among the cleanest monoliths I've ever done. Let's see if we can save our tank. Make sure not to get within 3, so he keeps Lone Wolf. Nope. Alright. That might have done him in. We'll see. So unfortunately, I kind of got to pull out a shield here. And that kind of makes things kind of bad. Oh, boy, that would have been nice if that would have hit. Kind of want him to push. Huh. Let's see, I think this guy's still safe to go here. Yeah. Nope, goodbye tank. But I've got Surgeon, so he's still alive. Doesn't look like, well, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that guy could fall too. Really shouldn't have moved him forward, turns out. for some reason. Thought I could throw that further. Get him, dog. Everyone feels good about the Conqueror falling, as they should. Oops, and it turned too fast and confused the game. Made it so the dog didn't get a chance to go. Easy. Yeah, like I said, the team was wildly over-prepared. But it's good to be over-prepared. Monolith certainly can go poorly. If you get like a really bad zone of control checks on your tank, or you know, and then they fall apart immediately, or the Necro Savants get a bunch of really good hits and you can't hit them or something. Alright, and so the tank has a non-injury, and the Spear Bro has what is not really a real injury for him also. And that is the start of the streak. The streak is now 1. Current win streak 1. Stream info updated successfully. So I'm going to take at least a few days break from streaming, but the next time I do, what I plan on doing is going down in order. So the next one will be a new company, which is unfortunately very similar to the one I just did. I never did get the undead Hoggart random event. I even hired a witch hunter. Never seen it. I know it exists, but I've never experienced it. But yeah, the streak is now restarted, and this time I'm going to beat every single origin in order, all on stream, all recorded for home video. And I don't know, that's exciting to me. So yeah, did it in. Usually I sort of sweaty try hard it and just keep squeezing out bits of optimization and don't actually do the fight until day like 145 or so. But I knew it wasn't necessary here at all. I had some real Chad fatigue neutrals on the team, so boom. Victory. Alright, well, Sins, you should get yourself a PC that can play Battle Brothers and, you know, get back on it. It's good times. But I am going to go to bed because I am a sleepy boy. And so, to those that are watching on video, watch for, I'm sure by the time you see this, the next streak will have already started. Oh yeah, I just, just killed the Monolith. But actually, you know, now that I think about it, I should at least take a moment to look at the final team that did it, and celebrate this victory. Got the old tank who I had from 129 days, so basically the beginning, because what day is it? 136. Yeah, he was in the I picked him up in, I think, Skandergaard, like must have been after fighting Hoggart. Most powerful enemy he vanquished was the Necromancer, which is very funny to me, but kind of makes sense. Day 8, okay, yeah. Well, spoilers, he made it to the end. Then we got Blackfire, who was an early, one of my very first sort of non-lowborn pickups, and had kind of a crazy set of traits in brute and quick, but pretty low melee skill, so it made sense to be a flail fatigue neutral anyway, even if brute weren't there because of the lower melee attack, even though obviously brute's contributing to that. But that was sort of a fun, quirky fatigue neutral build that I don't think I doubt I've ever built this exact set of perks ever before. I'm confident I haven't. Would have liked to fit in Headhunter, but I don't know. I didn't know what to drop. Janold, early Spearbro, I think I picked him up. Yeah, day 130, right from the beginning. Random Wildman that I think was for sale for $420. Blaze it. I don't think I made that joke at the time either, but I was thinking it, and I still remember it. Hopefully I'm not misremembering, but I think that's right. But yeah, early Spearbro did incredible. Definitely a big part of the company progressing in all the early fights against all the necromancers, and then helped us fight a bunch of orcs and chosen very successfully by keeping the team safe. Bertwin was just one of those very late pickups after I had a fateful loss, and then of an old banner, and needed to pick up some new fatigue neutrals, so he picked up the slack. Very, very strong bro. Very good ending stats despite no stars. Yeah, I could do it that way, but I'm just going to start from the top. I'm not sure which one's going to be the hardest. I'm actually kind of thinking Deserters is maybe the one I'm most worried about from RNG. Yeah, then we've got Alfgeir here, who, look at this, 42 final melee defense, just insane. Kind of weird I got so many Oath Takers. You think Deserters isn't hard at all? I don't know. I mean, it depends. I don't know. I think Deserters is probably the hardest. You start with what, like 750 gold, or like, it's real swingy in those first fights because of the low resolve. You have to really play around it. Yeah, Rollo, one of my starting companions. Another one I turned into Spearbro. Stone 51, named after someone from the Discord who wanted a big ol' strong bonker. So my first recruit, got that. Yeah, you start out with good gear, but you can avoid. I don't know. I would rather have worse gear and lower result. I mean, I don't know, you get hit in the head, right? Or I don't know. You're right that most like briggy weapons aren't gonna. Yeah, you gotta enter zone of control and you gotta end fights fast, ideally, but I still think it's the hardest origin. Sigurd here was another early pickup who was going to be a tempo thrower, and as you can see, still here to the very end. Forged Banner was a late pickup, not even a real banner, more of a frontliner that just happens to hold the banner because the previous banner died. Lars, another late pickup when I was looking for fatigue neutrals, and came with huge and poor melee defense, so I kind of turned him into a polearm bro. Dietmar was another early tempo thrower that I gave crossbow and firearm mastery, and then Dietmar was the other companion. Yeah, I actually think Manhunter is I did a Manhunter's run. I had avoided it for a long time because I realized the irony of this statement in a literal like war game, but something about like literal indentured servitude, forced slave soldiers gives me a little bit of icks. Just, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's just a game. I'm not oblivious to this, but it's still like it makes it the camaraderie of like people who are down on their luck, you know, and are just sort of shitty people getting together to fight is more like, I don't know. It's a better feel. Yeah, it's a little tasteless, but the origin itself, like gameplay wise, I did a run, you know, recently. Actually, that one was, I was streaming, but I didn't save the VODs yet because I didn't know that they weren't auto-saved. But I actually Really enjoyed it. I found making the level 7 builds kind of fun. Making them work out with fewer perks, and what you can make work and what you can't is kind of fun. But yeah, the Manhunter's origin I didn't find terribly difficult though, because you're constantly getting new recruits in the early game anytime you fight human enemies. So no, I use the whipping all the time. I use the whipping constantly. I use the whipping constantly and made those bros. I put them to work, and they did real good work. It was pretty effective. Yeah, and I found that the Indebted there's like 2 really good builds for Indebted that all you need is just high either melee skill or ranged skill, and that's just a thrower. And you take Student just to get Duelist, so that you can take that at level 7. And the other is just a Spear Bro. And again, a Spear Bro to function well, all you need is just melee skill and a little bit of fatigue to do it a few rounds. And so I found having Indebted do those 2 roles for me let me take all my other bros and turn them into just the nimble damage dealers that just sort of hung around and whipped the Indebted into doing most of the work. It worked out really well. But there's probably several ways of doing it that all just work. But yeah, the first of many victories. But for now, I am, for realsies, gonna go to bed. So thanks for hanging out. Keep hanging out as I do the other ones. It'd be great to have you. Yeah, 18 Brothers. It's just like why Peasant Militia is so good. You overwhelm them with numbers. So good night, all. Ta ta.